on our social media pages yesterday. And I was kind of hoping that they forgot about it.
We're still sitting here waiting.
But we had a lot of fun while we were there, did a bunch of different activities, talked to a bunch of different Ticats.
The amount of traffic that's going up Wonderland now. Holy.
You're going to hear wide receivers, Keandre
Wow.
Smith, Tim White,
10.
and Jamal Peters.
We were doing 10.
Down on the field. They had us do one of those.
But all this traffic up here went through the roundabout. Just remember that.
Where they have the people in the crowd come down and try to get dressed.
Right. They went through the roundabout.
As quick as they can.
Like a relay race.
Yeah, like a relay race. So they did that. They laid out all the equipment that a Ticats player wears during a game. And Jim and I had to run down the field and try all this stuff on. Which also meant we had to take off the clothes we were wearing.
Yeah, we had to gear down and then gear up.
Are they playing this on the big
I
screen at a
guess so.
Ticats game?
It's not going to be complimentary to us.
My belly looked huge
You're all right.
on a little tiny phone watching this
So
yesterday.
that's why I pointed out that all this traffic went through that roundabout. So you had the option of turning left at that roundabout back there. Then you would have been able to turn right at Hyde Park Road within another roundabout. But instead, you decided to cut through, again, definition of the City of London and Middlesex Centre's traffic calming bylaws, and now you're sitting at a traffic light for 2 minutes for the privilege of sitting at a traffic light for 2 minutes. Yes, you could be picking up somebody on Medway Road. However, there is only about 3 houses on Medway Road. The odds that you're heading towards Hyde Park Road is just about 100% right now. You've got to wait for traffic to cut through. Again, that one turning right, you could have already turned right at the roundabout. You would have already been at the highway. And we just barely made that light. So all that traffic cutting through almost caused us to miss that light. I keep forgetting to mention this earlier in the videos. I live on this road, Wonderland Road. My destination is the end of Wonderland Road. Doesn't get any straighter than that. And for people that are using this as a quote-unquote shortcut, I'm doing the air quotes right now, why you would do 63 and an 80 is beyond me. There's one car. Here's 2 cars, but there's still another 6 cars ahead. So you're taking this as a quote-unquote shortcut, yet it's even longer. And that's a cop's truck right there, Cops Build-All. Cops Build-All is west of Hyde Park Road, so they had to drive past Hyde Park Road, which is 10 kilometers an hour faster than this road, to get to this road, which is 10 kilometers an hour less, has 2 guaranteed stops. Sorry, excuse me, if you take it all the way to the end, it has 3 guaranteed stops compared to 1 possible slowdown on Hyde Park Road. Yes, again, your destination could be on this section of Wonderland Road. There's only 6 houses. So the odds of that happening are about 0. We'll see what happens when we get up here at the light. Because again, the option is to the right is the highway, to the left is Hyde Park Road, 10 kilometers an hour faster. Just saying. So this is a gravel road up here. We'll call it out as we go past it. I think it's 11 Mile Road. And truck and trailer using that road so that they don't have to go down the highways and be a heat score. Because there's only 2 houses on that entire road. It was borderline going to be closed off for winter maintenance, but because of the 2 houses on it, they had to maintain it. So the odds that that person actually had to be there is about 0. They're trying to avoid the light up here by going down that road, which begs the question, why didn't you just go down Hyde Park Road to begin with? If you're that upset that you got to stop at a stoplight, go down Hyde Park Road, which is 10 kilometers an hour faster than this one, and you would have already been at your destination. But again, it's hard to rationalize irrational thoughts. Which brings us to this group of people. Why would you sit on this road, which is 10 kilometers an hour slower than another option, or you could be on a highway, both of which have less stops than this road, are completely flat, completely straight, completely repaved, etc., etc., etc. Then you got this Tesla that just turned onto. Yep. So there's this Tesla turning off. So that Tesla could have been on Hyde Park Road already. Would have avoided 2 stoplights. Would have avoided, curvy, hilly roads. And how many times have we documented people being in accidents on this road? In fact, how many times have we documented vehicles being flipped over on this road in the wintertime? Right? 10 kilometers an hour faster, and you would have had to sit through 0 stop signs, 0 stop lights. Again, I just don't get it. And then you get this Tesla that willingly turned onto this road, avoiding Hyde Park Road. It'd be really interesting to see which way they're going to go when they get to the end here, because I bet my car that it's left.
That kicked into effect January 1st,
so you can see the Tesla looking out, trying to pass.
And inventory across
We were doing 72 that entire time, when you could have been doing 90 on Hyde Park Road. And here's another example. Oh, we got 2. We got FOMO happening here. Okay. So that's one of the, well, actually, that's the only paved side road on Wonderland Road. We've still got cops truck behind us. But what's happening there is that they're trying to avoid the stop sign at the end of Wonderland Road by turning left there. So it begs the question again, why didn't you just go down to a 90 kilometer hour road, 10 kilometers an hour faster than this road? They also think that they're avoiding Ilderton by going up that road. Right. And Tesla's fully lost now. Fully lost. They thought that they were taking some shortcut to get to where they're going. Now they don't know what to do.
For the weekend. A rainy first day of classes at Western University.
So there's that pickup truck. Again, went through a roundabout and went through 2 traffic lights, stoplights, just for the privilege. And then finally gets up here and hangs a left, runs the stop sign. Could have been on Hyde Park Road, which is 10 kilometers an hour faster than this road. Right? Does that make a lot of sense? There's been so much of that happening that Middlesex Center not only installed 1, but installed 2 sets of traffic lights because of the amount of people cutting through. Can you see that coming up the road? Can you see that? That's the cops truck. One of these days I'll be wrong, but it's not today. And it's not any day that starts with or ends with Y. So, cops truck could have been going up Hyde Park Road, 10 kilometers an hour faster than Wonderland Road, and it's completely flat, completely straight, has 1 possible slowdown compared to 3 guaranteed stops. That's the mentality that we're dealing with here. And again, I live on Wonderland Road. My destination was the end of Wonderland Road.